everybody. Knicks are playing the Pistons. I have the Pistons dead to rights. I'm calling yet another lower seed to upset the higher seed. I am just throwing away so many regular season things when it comes to this matchup and the things that maybe have happened in the past. But I really think that the Pistons, that turnaround, it needs to be studied. That the where they've gotten to from where they came from last season needs to be absolutely studied. That the players that are coming out of every crevice over there in Detroit, they have an identity, they have physicality, they have shooting, they have a ton of cool stuff. They're fun to watch. Tibbs has ran the Knicks into the ground yet again. Brunson is apparently just gonna be playing on one leg for the rest of his career because it's just not how they do it over there. If he doesn't lace up and just absolutely destroy, I got the Pistons. If it's again in the context of the Celtics, who would you rather see situation? I would much, much, much rather see the Knicks. So that's why I'm thinking about it like this in the East. Mike, would you also rather see the Knicks? It would also be fun. I mean, to your point about I would love to see us play the Lakers in the finals. I love playing the Knicks. I think it's fun to play the Knicks. I think it's fun to go and play in that arena, especially with how good we are, good the Celtics are away from home. They fucking fall asleep at the Garden, but maybe they'll wake up at the other Garden. So, and yeah, that's right. You guys are the other Garden in basketball. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking like, I don't care. It's Celtics podcast. What do you want? Start your own. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think? Am I overrating the Detroit Pistons, underrating the New York Knicks? You are coach heavy, so I think probably tactically, stylistically, the Knicks probably have a better coach. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think the Knicks have a better coach, but I also think that star players for the Knicks, Brunson and Towns. I think. Listen, if you're getting the cat that you've been getting all season so far, like you've now really just mortgaged your future for this iteration of the Knicks, and you're hoping that Brunson again can stay on two legs. The cat is okay, and then is and that Mikal Bridges that he can still play, and then he balls out. I listen. I love Cade Cunningham. I think everything that's happening
Oh
in
yeah,
in Detroit is great. I think they're 1 year too early. And against the Knicks, I would much rather play the Knicks, honestly, because we've matched up very well against them. Have over the last couple of seasons because of the fact that Tibbs only plays 7 players for 82 games. That's what
Right.
he runs. So like you're gonna gas him. But yeah, if you're asking my prediction, are you asking for TK or is that
we're
too
gonna
soon?
get to it. So yeah, go. Like, tell me.
I'm gonna I'm gonna give Nixon 7. I think this series does actually go 7, and I think it's gonna be the series of the first round of the Eastern side.
All right, I think that's fair enough. To me, it's so hard to cheer for the Knicks in general. At the same time, I'm gonna go to Bobby on this one because I know he's got me on this. We have a young and hungry team, dude. I get like a young and hungry Detroit team. They're scrappy. They're run around. They're a tough matchup for everybody. They're fun to watch. And to Mike's point, I mean the real nugget of this whole conversation, the real jewel here is the emergence of Cade Cunningham and the way that we've seen him play over the past year. So what do you make of this Pistons team? Because I think they're a lot of fun. I think those jerseys are a little brighter all of a sudden. I like when the Detroit Pistons are good.
No, 100% agree. Cade Cunningham, ever since he came out of Oklahoma State, has been unbelievable. He's literally turned this entire franchise around pretty much himself. Uh, you know what's funny about this too is like the Pistons. We've kind of saw this coming as Celtics fans for a couple of years because the Pistons have played as tough pretty much since Cunningham got there, and this isn't really that big of a shock to me because of that. So I'm with you with the Pistons, and I definitely think I'd rather play the Knicks 100% because of the fact that the Pistons have matched up so well against us in the past years. Like this has been a tough matchup for the Celtics for years playing the Pistons. So I think this is a good series. I do think some of this does rely on Brunson though. If Brunson isn't 100%, there's no way the Knicks can beat the Pistons in my opinion. I think the Knicks go out early if Brunson's not healthy. He is so much of their offense relies on him. You know what I mean? Like when he was out, the Knicks
Maybe
did
they
not
can
look the
manage him
same
really smart.
offensively. Yeah, Thibodeau
Maybe
has
they'll
shown.
manage. Maybe they'll manage his minutes. It's a fucking meme at this point, dude. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think they're super fun to watch, and I also think that I think that they can really exploit New York. Which camp do you fall into, Ray? Because Mike, I think, made a pretty decent point in regards to the
Thanks,
kind of
man.
just the yeah. No, of course. I mean, I didn't mean to. Sorry. Sometimes I sound condescending when I don't mean to. I meant that earnestly. I think he made a good point about the fact that the Knicks really just like on paper just have probably at least
Yeah.
more recognizable stars. So you can just go simplest route to the finish line there. But I don't know. It's hard for me to cheer for the New York Knicks. It's hard for me not to cheer for a young and hungry team. So where do you land on it? Are you splitting the room, or are you coming with me and Bob?
I'm going back and forth on this series. 'Cause I think it was kind of known for a few weeks that this could be the potential matchup. I think that it's been the trendiest pick to go with Detroit because of how well they've played and how well their turnaround is
I do
going.
love to be trendy.
And then JB Bickerstaff absolutely should be coach of the year, in my opinion. Like when you have that type of turnaround,
You think so?
um,
You disagree with me and Mike earlier saying that Tibbs is the better like basketball mind? Do you think that Bickerstaff because
no,
of like what he's done?
I think I mean Tibbs has more experience, but it's just like what once again Bickerstaff did really well in Cleveland
No,
last
he's
couple
great.
years too.
No, he is good.
Uh,
I don't mean to disparage him.
I mean, I think he got his lumps in Houston. He didn't do well there, but once he got to Cleveland and now he's in Detroit, like he's proven that he's a legit coach. So and once again, Tibbs is too. Obviously, he just has a different philosophy. But needless to say, I think it kind of goes to like I said when you have like obviously Cade Cunningham is a problem like that. That's not to be uh like that's not up for debate. Like that's clear. That's obvious. But the Knicks still have the two best players probably in this series, and then Cade's probably third, right? So
It's
you're
too
gonna
you're in the too soon camp like Mike. It's just
yeah.
a
So
little
it's
too
like so,
soon for them.
but my thing is can the others for Detroit raise their game, right? Like I talked about in the West, right, for Minnesota, right? Like can you raise the game? Because once again, yeah, Malik Beasley, you was shooting them threes in the regular season and you was killing it. You're gonna need to be open. Jalen Durant, like can you do that? Isaiah Smith, can you be that physical presence that you've been all season? Like can you do that? Because once again, a lot of those guys haven't been in this moment and they haven't won a postseason game, I think, since 2008, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
So
funny because Isaiah Stewart's a full blown Tom Thibodeau player. It's like he's just
yeah,
gonna be
right,
like thirsting for him on
exactly.
the other team, just like
But
salivating when he's on the
he's
court.
also he's built to be in Detroit like that.
Oh
I didn't
yeah,
I didn't know I didn't know that he had that type of game coming out of Washington. Like I didn't know that he was
I like him
that
a
physical.
lot. He's so
Yeah,
fun.
no, I like his game too. I like that he's a no nonsense type player. He also needs to rein it in too, because I think sometimes his reputation, his narrative off what he does on the court kind of takes
Fuck
away
that dude.
from.
It says Pistons on
Yeah,
his jersey. We gotta
yeah,
stoke
but
that fire, bro.
he's not Lambeer or Rodman or Mahorn. So I mean, come
I
on.
know, but like, come
But
on, like you let's have
cool.
fun.
It's cool. It's cool to see that, but it's just like just be physical but play smart. That's all. So be physical but play smart. Don't be a dirty player. Just send a message, but obviously don't walk that fine line. But needless to say, I think that New York overall, just on paper or even on the court, has the better talent. So I do have New York winning the series, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went 6 or 7.
Ray, split
Just
the
to
room,
button it up for you, DK, if I could,
please.
like
Thank you.
the Pistons to me this year are the Rockets last year. Like
Interesting.
that's it's like next year, like they could be, or they should be a 3 seed if everything progresses the way that we've seen, and that entire team continues to gel. Like they're going to be a young up and coming team, and
Well,
I just think that it's
actually,
just a
I mean that's a good comparison. I actually think they're the Pacers from last year.
yeah.
The Pacers, like because we have. Yeah, no, I know what I'm saying, but just I'm saying they're in that mode, so they may not get to the conference finals. Just like, I mean, the Pacers got there through injuries, but I mean, hey, they won the series, so it is what it is. But yeah, that's a great comparison. Like I said, but just if you're comparing to someone in the East, like I said, they're what the Pacers were last year, and we've seen the Pacers take the leap this year, so we'll get into them too. So
We sure will. Moving on. Well, actually, did we do predictions? We kind of all sort of said it. I'm gonna take Detroit in 7. Bob in 7.
Yeah, in 7.
Love it. You're taking New York in 7?
No,
no,
Detroit.
Okay,
I was
sorry. You got cut off at the start. I was like, did you just betray me on live on air? Did you just stab me
No,
in the back?
he just said in 7, and then you figure it the fuck out, DK.
Sorry, I panicked. I thought it was 2v2. I thought it was 2v2, and he just like turned on me, like he hit me with a chair when I wasn't looking. I was like, wait, what? Okay, Mike, you're obviously being you spearheaded the argument against our fun and young and hungry Detroit team and went with the tried and true salt of the earth New York Knicks. How many
Yeah.
games?
7.
So everyone's 7 so far. We're at least unanimous on that. Ray, you taking the? Are you going to break the trend?
Yeah, I'm taking New York, but I think New York gets it down to 6.
Oh my God! Like no credit for Detroit from Ray. I'm actually a little surprised by that. I thought you'd
No,
be higher
no,
on
yeah,
them.
it's not about credit. But it's to Mike's point. They're okay. Actually, I'm gonna bring it back to us. Remember when we first we got when Nebraska was there, we ended up getting Isaiah Thomas, and then they made the playoffs as soon as he got there, right? But they were the 7th seed, lost, so they got swept by Cleveland. But then that next year they faced Atlanta, but they lost to them in 6, and you was like, okay, they're starting to build. Like that's where Detroit's at right now. Like they're not someone that's going to get to us. And once again, they may get to a 7th win, they may do that, but I think once again they're budding to be on that level. So I think they're going to find a way to win a couple of games. Because I think that crowd's going to be energized down there at Little Caesars Arena down in Detroit. I think that crowd's going to be crazy down there for them to win. So I think they find a way to get the 2 at home. But like I said, I feel like New York will win Game 5 back in New York, and then New York will close them out there in Game 6.
Little Caesars Arena is dystopian as fuck. That's so depressing. It's the same as it's the new Heinz Field, whatever the fuck its name is now, and then the same as the Staples Center. I mean, Staples. I don't know. Maybe it was a more wholesome brand. I don't know. I had to like go there to buy a TI 83 when I was like 12. Maybe it's just my own nostalgia, but like here we are.